I'm a little late on this one. Karriem Riggins drums by Native Instruments. This is a Play Series instrument and just came out a couple weeks ago, but I'm telling you this one is important. And the reason I think this one is so important is because it's featuring a drummer that anybody who's into hip hop or jazz really needs to know about. He has a huge list of people that he's played with, not much older than me, but I've been listening to recordings of him since I was a teenager. He's played with Oscar Peterson, like talk about a dream. Just the fact that he got to meet him. And then he goes on to play with The Roots, Daft Punk, does stuff with Madlib, Dilla, and a huge part of the lo-fi scene owe so much to Dilla and to drummers like Karriem Riggins. So to get this expansion that he's worked on, to have his sounds, and even more importantly, you're getting the playing of Karriem Riggins as well. And you're gonna find as you import these different MIDI files, you'll be able to see things that he's doing with the hi-hat, and then you'll be able to see what he's doing with the kick and the snare. And you'll see that it's not always about this clinical sort of thing that I often end up showing off in so many of my videos. When you look at some of the stuff he's doing in here, he's got hi-hats that are slightly off with the kick drum or the snare drum. So it's great to see his playing. I've got an example right here, and you can see these are the hi-hats, and you can see that things are off. We'll look at this drum file and we'll start it from scratch, and I'll show you how I'm gonna line some things up to his hi-hats and just see how that feels, move things around as opposed to just hitting the quantize button. So a huge part of this instrument is getting his playing, getting his beats, and then you can deconstruct those, put those to a totally different drum sound if you want, or you can actually change the drum sounds in the virtual instrument itself. So in this video, I'm not gonna go through and show you all the different kits. I'm gonna actually just work with it and make a little idea out of it. Probably play my Rhodes as well. I've got some ideas cooking, recorded them on my phone, and then I'm just gonna go and try and build them up with one of the beats from this little instrument. And some people think that I do these videos just so I get affiliate links and get the kickback from those. I'm not even gonna put my own affiliate link in this one. I'm gonna put an affiliate link from Creative Dwill. So if you don't know Creative Dwill, super nice guy, and he's commented on my videos in the past. And so I'm just gonna post his link in the description. He doesn't know I'm gonna do this. So if you want to buy it, click on that link and you'll actually send him a little kickback. And then make sure you go, of course, and subscribe to his channel and watch a bunch of his videos. That's all we ask from you guys, right? So let's get into it. I'm gonna show you the beat that seems to work with my idea. I'll show you a little bit of information on the Play Series instrument itself, but what I'll also do is put links to Empire Breaks and to Butch Vig drums. Those are two videos that I've done really extensive lessons on how these Play Series instruments work, how you can replace the sounds and all of that kind of stuff. So make sure you go watch those if you pick this one up so you can get really into the details of how these instruments work. I'm super excited about working with a master's drum files, and I think you should be too. So here we go. So here's the instrument right here, and you can see some really cool art. There's some great documentaries on it on the Native Instruments channel. This one I'm starting with is the Sardonyx Energy Kit. So the way it works in this instrument, after you load it up in Contact, is this is the main page, and you can see these nice little icons giving you your sounds, which is kind of cool because you can see it right from the main page of this one, which is different from some of the other ones. And if you click on the kit, now we can get in there and do some detailed changes to each of these sounds. You've got some obvious things like the solos and mutes, and just a heads up, of course, you can use this in any other program. Creative Dwill uses it in Cubase, which a lot of my followers use, so go check out how he's using it in Cubase, and he gives you a really good overview of all of the different sounds in this library. And if you're using Maschine, you're gonna wanna put it in keyboard mode, and then you might have to play with the octaves, because if you're in the wrong octave, you're gonna start getting some of the patterns. So put it so your octave is at C1. That's gonna line up with the kit sounds on your keyboard. So it's a little bit different than the usual Maschine kit layout. So we've got kick and snare over here. So it's really easy to go in and tweak these sounds, change the sounds that you've got in there. Click on the kick right here, and now I can go to this little button right here and go load up a totally different kick. You've got all sorts of stuff like changing the pitch, changing the volume. Let's try a different kit until we find something that says stems. So if you see stems on here, then what you can do is you can actually take this spring reverb off, and you're hearing different samples that were recorded in the room. You're actually turning down the recording that has the reverb on it. Right here, we've got our patterns, and all you have to do is click on a pattern, and I can go up to octave C3. Now I'm triggering all of these 16 different patterns that are included. And as soon as you find a beat that you like, you click on this little symbol right here and you drag it onto your track. And that's it. Now when I press play, let's mute this one. Right, so that's it. So now if you wanted another one, just click a new pattern and let's drag this one in here. Now we got. I'm gonna delete this one, and we're gonna go back to my first kit that I've got loaded, and this is the Sardonyx one. And we're gonna start from scratch with this one. So let's go over to the patterns and figure out which one I'm gonna use. You can hear how that sort of hi-hat thing is kind of going on its own groove compared to the kick and snare in terms of swing, which is just something that I'm wrestling with, you know, and it's like, I like things being so clean, so it's nice for me to kind of loosen things up a little. Probably just a little too uptight. Here we go, let's have a listen. And then we've got some little percussion stuff in here. I think it's that one there. So it's this E one that I went and turned down a little bit on the pattern when I was working on it before. All you do is go over to the kit and find that sound. That one is the E, this percussion right here. Just click on that and just turn that down a little bit. And then let's see what that sounds like. And maybe I'll pan that one over to the right. Is that? Also got this one going, the shaker. I think I already turned that one down. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit more. Let's pan it over to the left. And now let's go to the macros down at the bottom and add a little reverb to this kit overall. And this is hooked up to send 1. So we can click on the effects tab and see what our sends are. And we've got an IR reverb and a replica. I'm gonna add another kick right here, but I'm gonna hold this one and just hold Option and Command because my snap is on right now. And if I don't want the snap on, I can just hold Option and Command or Option and Control or Alt and Control on a PC. And then now I can move these notes around and I can line them up with this hi-hat, which is this F right here. But you see how things are not lining up perfectly? Okay, that sounds good. Let's take the velocity down on that one. So I want it to be really subtle. Cool, okay, so this sounded good. Let's call this our beat. I'm gonna go over to the Rhodes now and we're gonna record some Rhodes right into the Maschine. Let's rename this one the verse. Then I'm going to duplicate that. We'll call it the chorus. And on the chorus, I'm going to start at bar 9. Let's rename this one verse beat. We're going to make a new one with a new pattern from the same library. Drag it on. So there's our chorus beat. But I want a little bit of that fill. So I'm gonna make another pattern and we're gonna take this fill, drop it onto another pattern, and let's take a chunk of that. Even just that little bit should be fun. I'm going to take that little note right there and I'm going to quantize it so that it starts right at the beginning. I'm going to select all of that, Command C, go back over to this chorus pattern. First, I'm going to double it so that it's twice as long. And then I'm just going to go to the end of this guy right here, delete that, and I'm going to paste in that little fill. Now the next thing I'm going to do is get a bass in there, and I've already got something loaded up. The Arturia Minifreak has a virtual equivalent of the hardware. So I'll show you what I did for this one. Loaded up Minifreak V on Maschine, and then click Link to Minifreak. So now it's linked to this guy right here. Does its little thing. So all you're hearing right now is the virtual instrument. So now for this one, all we're going to do is go find a sweet bass patch. So I'm going to click on the library for this one, and everything I do on the hardware is going to change in the software and vice versa. It's a beautiful setup. I've got a video on it. Go check that out for sure. The greatest part about it is it saves the patch with this song. So I don't have to save anything on the hardware itself. Just load up the song. Hardware is ready to go, ready to tweak. And if I wanted to, I could save the patch on the hardware, take it with me, and go play it on the road. Let's go to types and we'll go to bass. We'll just play through some patches. Okay, I like this open jam bass. Let's play with the filter a little bit. And you'll see as I change it on the hardware, it's changing on the software. So we're going to go over to this new expansion that just came out called Rare Vibrations. I should have a video up on that one by now. So we're going to go over to loops. I think it's going to work perfectly. I haven't tried this yet, but we're going to chop it up and see if we can make this work with this little idea. So it's an audio module. I'm going to click on it and change it to a sampler module. I'm going to slice it up. So go over to sampling, go to slice, and then we're going to go to detect. And I'm just going to drag this up until we get the slices we want. It's great. We're going to go apply, and we're going to put that one on this group itself. Hit OK. Now I get out of there, and I'm in pad mode. But they're all kind of blurring over each other. So I'm going to make sure in pad mode, I'm going to select all of them. And we're going to set them all to, let's set them all to choke group 1 so they cut each other off. Sounds great. So back to scene 1. And we'll put some of these piano chops in there. So just found this nice loop in Rare Vibrations. I'm going to drop that in the chorus. So I just went and added some reverb to everything. So if you haven't seen my video on sound effects and Maschine, make sure you go watch that. I'll put that in the description. But I've got it set up as a sound effect, so all I need is one reverb for the whole group, and then I go up to channel to add some reverb. All right, and then last thing I'm gonna do is find a lead sound on the Minifreak here to play this thing out. So I hope this was an inspirational video for you, playing around with some amazing drum sounds and some amazing drum grooves. And if you want to pick it up, go use that affiliate link. You're going to help out Creative Dwell. Thanks so much for watching the video. And if you're new here, hit the subscribe button and the bell and all that. And I'll see you in the next video.